1, 2,
1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2.
Can you hear me back now, Rance?
I can hear it coming back through someone.
Can you mute people your end and check it?
Yeah, let me just check it. Check. 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 Okay, it's guest 3, which is you, Dean.
Right, let's check. Might be logic. Let's take that down.
By the way, we're streaming. Hello, everyone.
Haha. How's that? Is that better?
What if I do this?
Right there. Dance time.
Let's see if I can get it in time.
How's that, Rance? Any better?
1. I can still hear it. It's coming. It's coming through a speaker or your headphones. Sounds like a speaker.
Headphones are right down. Right. All off.
Take your headphones off. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Ah, I know what it is.
There you go.
Laptop. Blimey. Couldn't hear the laptop. Right.
It's an analog clap. Yes. We can still hear it.
Oh.
Good now. Yeah.
Check 1, 2. Yep. Good. Fixed.
Okay, gone.
There you go, Dean.
Right.
Andy, let's see what you're like.
Oh, I've just gone into a snowstorm again. Can you hear me, Rans? Are my levels okay?
Yeah, you actually can come down a bit, which is weird.
Can I? Oh,
yeah.
blimey. That's a novelty.
Hang on, wait. Before you do, it might be.
Right,
oh yeah,
onto
it's you. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Now just talk for a sec.
Ah, the rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain.
Yeah, I pumped you up my end, so that's good. Chatties, hi.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. We're just testing audio as we always do. Is my level okay? I always feel mine's a bit quiet lately.
No, it has been actually. Yeah, you're nice and clear now. It's my end. Hi, Daren. Hi, Dean.
Oh yeah. Down.
Hi, Daren.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
and
we can hear
everybody.
you.
Hi, Andy.
I'm just going to add a filter to you, Daren, because you've got a little whiny sound in the background.
Look, what have I told you? Go on, out. I think the whiny sounds like it.
Is that the wife?
I won't be sat up still. It might be the fan for the PC.
I've knocked it off. Not your PC. It's still there. Just check. No, I'm just joking. No, I've knocked the sound off. All right.
Was that coming through?
Yes, we could hear that.
Cool.
But you could actually. I don't know if it's supposed to be mono, but I don't know if you've got the 4 stereo switch enabled, Dean, on your connection.
As in you use what on this? Or my voice? Well, obviously not voice, but yeah, I've checked it. I think it is, but it's not coming through
Okay.
at the moment. Just rushed it together.
Yeah, I don't want to. All right, cool. I think we're okay. How's everyone in chat going? Let's see if they're working. Yay, look at the chatties there. Look at those awesome chatties. I can even put my little mug up there and point to all you guys. Look at all these chatties over here. Can you see them? They're actually people on the channel chatting. They're not chatting to us though, they're just chatting to themselves. Okay, so we, as per your request, we're still doing pre-show. And this is what you guys said you liked. I don't know why you like it. This is absolute rubbish. This is not going to win a Grammy Award.
It's the best part of the show, they might be thinking.
Yeah, this is what we do best. Rubbish. Ah, dear. Yeah, I kind of I can never ever get audio perfect. It just every single show there's always something that just does my head in.
It's part of the joy of going live, isn't it?
Yeah, it also because you have a different guest each week, you have to make different settings, and you guys muck around with your settings as well. So, and I do. I'm just reading the chat, and everyone is just being so friendly to each other. It's really, really nice to see. Big hellos all around, and all the usual crew are there, which is good. I wonder if if we're going to have any new blood today. There's 28 people at the moment, according to YouTube. I can't see anyone new yet.
Wait and see.
Got a few people that I haven't seen for a little while.
I think it's nice the same folk keep coming back week in, week out.
I reckon it's awesome.
Put up with us.
Yes, I am baffled by it. Inner City Toad. Have we had Inner City Toad before?
Yeah, that's my mate Dave.
Oh yeah, we have.
That's the best. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember it. He
Hi,
changed
Dave.
it. Joseph Lepowski. Have we had Joseph Lekowski before? I'm kind of thinking maybe
I
not.
don't think so.
So big hello to Joseph.
Yeah. Hi, Joseph. Good to have you here.
Joseph, are you a virgin to this show?
You're in the right place.
We've just scared him away now. he's just mentioned analog delay and claps, always interesting to witness. Yes. Oh, he's been there 4 times. Okay, so he's not a virgin. He's old hat 4 times. Jeez, you've put up with us 4 times. Are you okay?
Well, hi Joseph. Good to see you.
Thanks, Joseph. We're just joking around.
The stream were down.
Say again, Daren.
I said 2 of them, they were having streaming problems. We never really got a chance to listen to the stream properly.
Yeah. Stupid ISP problems. Windy? What's windy, Dean?
Western
When the
Superman.
wind blows, it's really bad.
I thought
How's it in Western?
I thought you meant that you might have
And
been.
in here too.
I thought you meant you might have been dropping a few smelly ones.
Open the V-Locks.
What's your mic, Dean? Fascinating looking thing.
It's the Aston Spirit.
That's the new one, is
Aston
it?
Spirit's lovely. I've had it about a couple of years now. Yeah, it's
okay.
a beautiful mic. Right. Yeah. A friend came down to record guitar and he was loving it. He was like, "Oh."
Now, have you got some EQ on that, Dean?
Yeah, I did have.
Because you could give me a little bit more high end or a little bit more mid range. Because you sound like you're from the depths of one of those deep radio voice type people at the moment. It's
How's
12.
that? Does that sound better?
Yeah, that's better. Bit clearer, bit sharper.
Yeah. Good.
And muck around with it until you're happy. But yeah, that definitely cleared it up a bit. We can hear the mids and the highs
Don't
now.
put reverb and delay on your voice. 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 Delay on your voice.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
That's an analog delay. Dearie me.
That was a Zoom 9120.
I don't know if my interface has got reverb and delay in it, but I don't know if it's actually because there's 2 settings on it. I can either pre-mix or post-mix the effects. So let's try it. Let's go to here, and then let's go to FXB. FXB. One,
That's a
two.
long delay.
1. And here's some reverb. Here we go. Wow.
That's really.
We ain't getting any. Yeah.
No.
Sorry, I'm turning it off now because it was just so lame.
Native VS. What's he saying?
And this sort of titting about is what leads to problems.
Yeah, all right.
Let me just adjust this cable here.
Mr. Mardy Pants, stop it.
What happens if I unplug this? Hang on a sec. I got. What happens when I unplug this?
What is, big red button. Oh, that.
I've got this fade to black button. There's actually one on the A10, which is what's streaming right here. And it's right on the corner, and I've accidentally hit it a couple of times in the show. I've got, why is it black? Because I've got a monitor right here that shows me what's coming out the back of it. Ah, dear. Beautiful. Oh, we've got a few people I haven't seen for a bit. So, yeah, Sergio's there.
Sergio, oh, hi Sergio.
See you there, Inky.
Inky's there.
Inky's there.
Yeah.
Hi Inky. Yeah, me and Inky just bought a Stradivarius violin each.
Don't give it away. Stop. Behave yourself.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's doing my George and Zippy impersonation.
We got 4 minutes before the hour, so ask us a question so we can fill the next 4 minutes. Chatties, let's go to chatties. Ask us a question. Ask any 4 of us a question. Go.
I'll ask you a question then, Rans. What's next in your rack?
Actually, not really much at the moment, because what's next is all the actual making of the new case. That's about to happen. I'm just waiting for that hardware to come in.
Exciting.
So until that happens, until that new case is in, I'm not really going to sort of. I have purchased one new module, which you'll see in mailbag during the week next week. It's already been filmed. It's just scheduled for next week. Nothing special. But other than that, so yes, technically there is one new thing. It's already here, but it's nothing special. I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah, but I'd be interested really to see how you get on with that sort of build, because underneath here I've got a hard case which the Pro 1 came in. It was obviously not built for the Pro 1. It just came with it, you know. And I keep looking at it and going, that'll make a really good Euro rack case. That'll make a really good Euro rack case. That. And I've been watching about videos on various builds and this and how you go about. And there's a guy at work. He's going to give me various sort of little lessons in soldering and electronics just to get me going with that. But he's also a dab hand at all the. He's one of the technology teachers, so he's really. So I might actually say, right, here's the bits, here's the rails. Let's put it all together and see if we can turn it into a sort of a Euro rack, because that will close. You can have sort of your cables in and just close it and stuff. So, because this Go case is going to be full fairly soon. It really is. Okay, I can take the D out. But.
Yeah, if you put the semi-modular synths in, it fills up really quick. So so basically, take them out. Take them out.
They'll have to come out eventually. Yeah, it will. It'll have to come out eventually.
Now,
there's something really nice about it all being together in one place. You see, so
Paul has asked me in chat. He said, "What is my favourite?" Yeah, what is my favourite multi-timbral synth? I've never owned one. I reckon Access Virus would probably have to be up there. I've got a Korg M3 which I absolutely love, but it's starting to sound a little bit digital. It's starting to get a bit old in the tooth, but I still like it. Mine
was the M1, because it was one of the first sequences, wasn't it, on the 8/0 part. It was great when you first put it together with notator. It's like, yay.
M1's pretty good. Probably one of the Rolands, like,
JV 1080.
Yeah, JV 1080. I would have to say, I used to have an XP30, which is pretty much the same thing. And I absolutely love that. I sold it because of the cloud version, so you can use it all in the cloud now, so it makes no difference to the sound. But yeah, probably that. So, definitely that. Korg M3 or that, something like that.
Yeah, Darren's got XP50 there, isn't he? That's like the JV1018.
We're gonna start.
Very nice machine.
We're gonna start. Let's go.
Right,
Here we go.
That's the professional. Took ourselves in.
Hello everyone, welcome to Saturday. It's really nice having you here. If you're wondering what the hell you've just looked at on YouTube, it's a Synth Geek show. So if you were looking for ladies' underwear, maybe we might show it a bit later. I'm not really sure why you're here. Anyway, let's say hello to the guys that are here. We'll start with Andy. Big hello to you, Andy. How's your week been?
Yeah, hi folks. Well, I'd rather not talk about my week actually, because it was just a week, and I ended up getting very, very, very angry about something which is about to happen, and yeah. Anyway, so I've not done a right lot actually, because I've been getting home from work and just feeling utterly fed up and pissed off with the whole kit and caboodle. So I played about with me little modular, been doing planning next little steps. Quite excited about those, and yeah. Anyway, that's been my week. Anything
new come in the door, synth-wise, or?
I haven't actually bought anything new since sort of the last things. I mean, I've got the various bits of System 100 and the tip-top Z5000. Been playing about with that a bit more, which has been a lot of fun. That's actually a great effects module. There's not a lot you can do to modulate stuff, but just as a basic effects unit, it's great. It really is good. So I could see myself getting a one or two more of those sort of tip top things. I've been very impressed by that. Well, no, I'm thinking very much along the lines of getting the Euclidean circles module. I've watched loads of videos on that and how that went. Yeah, this is going to be. Yeah, I really am into that. So that's going to be my next bit.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And that and the VPME also do a 4-voice drum module. The people that make Euclidean circles do a 4-voice drum module, and the two work really, really well together. So I'm very tempted. I was watching Milo Melodies demonstrating how that was, just going, this is just wonderful. I'd like that in my rack, please. But it's about 500 quid for the pair, so I'm going to have to save me pennies for a couple of months, and then I'll be there.
Yeah, awesome. All right, and we're all going to jump over to Daren. Hello, Daren. How's your week been?
Hello. Busy, I think. Yeah, I'm busy. I'd definitely say busy. What with work, and I've just been sat in the studio when I've had the time, just writing the album. So yeah, I think I've got round about 10 tracks now. They're not all finished, not completely finished, but I like to get the track down so I know where it's going to go, and I don't have to, I can come back to it later to finish it off, and I'll tat it up and things like that. But so I've got about 10 tracks. So it sort of ranges from, I think, like Paradise, which is sort of very, I'm not trying to put it on par with Jean-Michel Jarre because it's nowhere near, but that sort of vibe. Then I've got Puana Enna, which is a very much sort of a Junior Beats type vibe to it. And then that Matter of Darkness, which is going very sort of techno-ish. So that's the sort of vibe of the whole album. If you can sort of put that together. And yeah, so I've just been working on Bedding One, which is a sort of trancey, sort of clubby track, but they all sort of blend together. They're all sort of part of the same concept of the album. So yeah, that's what I've been doing constantly. I'm just stuck on one of the tracks now because I'm trying to make it fit how I want it to. But like I say, I don't write the whole. I don't. When I say I've done 10 tracks, they're not like 10 fully completed, ready to go on the album tracks. They're 10 constructed out tracks so that I know that every time I come back to it when I have a break, it's just finishing off. It's rather than trying to actually write melodies or things like that. I mean, I've got a lot of melody stacking in some of the tracks as well. So I think Chris, if he's on it, he knows about my melody stacking. So yeah, there's a couple of tracks with that in. So yeah, so I've been busy on that.
Awesome. And also Dean is here. Big hello to you, Dean. Thanks for joining us again. How's your week been? Muted, mate. And it's not my end, it's your end. You're muted. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's been a busy week, just like Daren. I mean, I've been, well, we see Steve, and that was good fun when I picked him up. And then we came back and we did a Facebook Live. And that was a bit of a giggle because we just sat there having coffee and just chatting how we usually do. So that was a bit of a laugh. And then we had a chat with Inky. That was really nice. Catch up with Inky through the week. Also trying to talk about some collaborations and things like that. And then also actually getting back to playing a bit of more live music with a band. A guy come around who fixes all my kind of equipment, and he's like looking for a keyboardist. So I kind of said, well, send me your playlist and I'll get playing. So it's been quite nice to get back in that kind of groove. So I go and sit at my breakfast bar, my little Arturia little key step and my laptop, and that's been a bit of fun. Booging around in the breakfast room.
Booging around the breakfast room, that's a good title for a show. Good title for a show. Fantastic. And also we have the other guests that are here, which are these guys, the chatties. Big hello to you guys. And girls and everything in between those two genders. Let's not get specific. Andy was the first today, so he gets the Guernsey. JP Page 2, how you going? Keith in Watford, nice to see you. Native VS, Paul Torbert, hello to you guys. Your name here, what a great nick. ASIO Head, we also have Axelsoft, big hello to you. JX3D, awesome to have you, mate. Mike Delic, Wagool's there. Where else? Who else? Scrolling now. Corrosive Abuser popped in. Good to see you. Inky then arrived. This is kind of in order. Then someone called Daren turned up. Sasquatch is there. Atto Z is there. Wayne Murray is there. Sasquatch, did I say? Yeah, I said Sasquatch. I think I'm starting to repeat myself, which is terrible brain. Sensien is there. Hello to you. And I'm probably going to start to get lost in this. We've got Inner City Toad, Joseph Lepkowski, which we said hello to before. Big hello to you. Where are we? This, I usually find that when I scroll down to the bottom, everyone who's not in the chat starts going into the chat and saying hi, and it just ends up being this big long scroll right at the end. Sergio's there. Hello to you. And John is there. G'day, Tom. Michael B's there. Hello, Michael. Future World Machines. I'm pretty sure there's a few other people that I saw jump in and I've missed them. Marcus is there. Marcus Seg. Hello to you, mate. Grey Wolf is there. There we go. These are the ones that I missed out on seeing before. Failed Music. G'day, Robbie. Nice to have you, mate. And I think we're getting close to the end. And it just actually stopped me, allowing me to scroll. Anyway, if I've missed you, sorry about that. Martin Taylor jumped right at the end. Sonic Link Stuff jumped right at the very last second. If I've missed you, as I say every week, just throw your synth at the screen in disgust. Anyway, moving right along, we have got a normal show today. Geez, we've been doing some different shows, haven't we? We've had all sorts of different guests, and I'm just kind of thinking back over the last month or two. We've had, we had Lockie last week, and we had Skippy, and we had Paul from Dinsync, and like all these people. It's been actually really, really cool having all these new people come to the show and join us and share whatever it is that they make or that they contribute to the music industry. It's been really fun. So this week we're just going to have a normal show, which is actually laying our hair down and having a bit of fun. And if you're new to the show, the first thing that we do every week is we have a little laugh, and we'll start with the funny side. And this week, Funny Side is brought to you by JX3D, who's delivered all the memes, so I don't have to do anything. Big thanks to you, Henrik. Starting with this one. Now, when I read this, I have to say, who's got a good Scottish accent? Andy, do you have a good Scottish accent?
No.
Do you want to read that in the Scottish accent for me?
No.
Read my lips, there's no such thing as too much gear. I don't know, I can't do it.
No, but who was it that was read my lips? No. Read my lips. No. Was it no new taxes? No. Was it?
It was definitely
George
something.
Bush or
It was
some
definitely
American
something.
president?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a play on that one, isn't it? Anyway, I thought that was pretty good. I don't know why Scottish accent came up, but that's what came up. So if you don't like it, and if I've offended you, then great, it worked. Boo! Boo! I like this one. Ah!
Very good.
Yes.
Like that.
All right, now, who's been watching the news? There's the Suez Canal, and there's your synth sitting in a container.
Oh dear, I did wonder about that myself.
That is a classic. That is a classic. I saw the bulldozer, the picture. Have you guys seen the picture of the bulldozer digging out the Suez Canal to try and get this thing turned around? It's crazy, isn't it?
What a disaster.
The guy
That's where
had
the RD9s are.
yeah, that's where the RD9s are. The guy had one job. One job. One job. Anyway.
You think it was a proper oops?
I think it was more than an oops. I think it's a career-changing move, that one. This is my studio, and this is what I actually use.
This is Darren's bedroom.
That's how it'll look.
They're really good, Henrik. I like those ones. Well done, mate. Thanks for sending them in. What was your favourite this week, guys?
Sorry, the 7 flats and a double flat. That just tickled me.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Why can't you just write it in C minor and have done?
Because that would be boring, wouldn't it? Now, what about you, Daren? What was your favourite?
I loved it.
Same as Andy's. But having said that, my synth could. Well, I'm not that I've got one, but when I was ordering stuff, I'm surprised it went on board that ship earlier. I think all the Behringer stuff's on there, especially it's going for gear for music anyway.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, don't, Daren. Yeah, you look at that and you think, what? Why do I have to wait till August to get something that Torman have actually got? And then you go into Anderton's and they're half the time, but you've still got to wait. Oh, it's just bloody rubbish. Ugh.
And what about you, Dean? Do you have a favourite?
Suez Canal, definitely.
Suez Canal.
Just couldn't help but think that's where the Behringer gear is. It's just because I'm craving, you know what I mean, an RD9.
Yeah, I'm not going to put my beer there. I'll knock it over.
Go and get my dinghy out, I think.
Cheers, everyone. Open up the beers. It's time to drink, or water, or coffee, or acid. Anyway, moving right along, we have another segment to get through. We do have some news this week. We are going to start with this little MMXX tape thing. How cool is this? What the hell is this?
That's great.
Yeah.
Is that not a meme?
This is not a meme. This is actually a real product. So Henrik actually, JX3D in the chat put me to this one. This is like a granular sampler. However, instead of manipulating bits and pieces from a sampled sound, it uses mathematically generated byte beats. Don't really know what that means, but anyway, that's a cool name. A very interesting thing on its own, a kind of fractal where complex structures emerge from a very simple formula. T-APE or tape allows you to hear, browse, zoom, cut, mangle the most interesting pieces and arrange them into sequences, arpeggios, or just play them directly using the 8 touch-sensitive keys. There are 2 light sensors on it too, adding a sort of theremin-like functionality. Why don't I shut up and why don't we have a look at this thing. The only thing with this is I can never ever get this thing to queue up when I want to. All right, here we go. All right, guys, what do you think of the tape? Who wants to have a comment about
wicked.
that? Andy?
That sounded amazing. That sounded far better than I was expecting it to. Right, I mean, as if you need any help to make a cassette sound worse than it already is. That actually sounded really cool. And I think Ingy's just said, "Ooh, I might need." Yeah, that's really interesting. I'm going to find out more about that one.
Yeah, price-wise, I'm trying to find out the information on that.
I mean, anything that's instant nastiness that you can mess about with, like that really appeals. I like that. Really ticked a box for me. That.
So €69, 85
that all?
euros including VAT,
Yeah.
and it ships in 2 weeks.
That's the take on the
depending on your postal service.
What do you call them? Oh, blimey, I forgot what they call them. You know, the little.
Don't say.
My brain's gone. No,
The Korg things?
I've been sat in here. No, the little pocket operators.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bit different to that.
That sort of.
Yeah, but kind of.
Yeah, it's similar size, similar price.
Yeah. Yeah. Dean, did you want to make a quick comment about the tape?
Yeah. No, I loved that. First come to mind was I loved it. It's like theremin kind of thing, you know, and that's a really cool idea. And love if you had that along with some nice, real fat, soft, you know, bassy type of synths. I think that really cut through really nice. I was just wondering, is it like power? Is it like plug, you know, or a battery? Do we know that?
I think it's battery.
Sitting on a bus would be great for.
It had a USB socket on it, didn't it?
Why don't I? Because I've got so many things going on in front of me here. Why don't I paste the link to their website, and someone can go look on there and tell us any more information about it while we're doing it. Okay, beautiful. Next on the line is, because I've got to get through these, is this thing, which is called the Recodrum, or Recodrum, Arthur Joly's finest drum machine. So yeah, I think he's from Portugal, this guy. I could be wrong. This is just from my memory.
Brazil.
What a crazy, yeah, it could be Brazil. Yeah, what a crazy looking drum machine this is. Anyway, what I might do is, instead of talking about it, I might just go straight to the vid, because I can. And we'll just hit,
now.
We'll just hit play.
E por fim, vou selecionar o stick. Com essas chaves, eu muto e desmuto as partes. O chimbal aberto. Você tem o volume, seco ou mais gordão como um 808.
So I think he's just going through the motions of everything there. There'll be a link in the video description of that later when the show finishes. But yeah, that's the Recodrum. Now, what can I tell you about it? There's a hi-hat, kick, snare, clap, high percussion, low percussion and stick sound in it. I believe they're analog. It's got like a EMS Putney sort of look to it, doesn't it? And do we have information about price? Let me just quickly see. I think they're about £1,000 if I remember rightly. 8,000 Brazilian.
It is quite pricey. I think Robin Vincent featured it
yeah,
earlier week.
8,000 Brazilian. So that's that's about £1,000 if I was to do a quick Google. Yeah. They produce about 6 of these per month, so you can order them now. I don't know how to read Portuguese, but what I will do, there is actually, if you've got Google Translate, it will automatically translate the site for you. But I will post the link to that in the video, not the video description, in the chat now. So you go leave our show and read all about it. No, stay here. Don't leave our show. I'm just kidding. Quick comment from you gentlemen. Who wants to go first? Daren?
It's a drum machine. I don't know what else to say, really.
It's a £1,000 drum machine.
Drum machine. It's £1,000. It looks nice. Well, it looks okay. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't do anything that any other drum machine doesn't do.
Yeah, Sasquatch says it's overpriced. So
yeah, it's £1,000. So yeah, I wouldn't be buying one, but you know, it looks different.
Yes. Anyone else want to make a quick comment?
It's the sort of thing.
This is right up my street.
So we'll go Dean first. I think he just pipped you at the post, Andy. Yeah.
Sure. No problem.
Yeah, no, this is right up my street. You know, I get totally what Daren says with it, but I just love that look, you know, and it's having that hands-on control with them kind of knobs for me, and it's just like, you know, like you say, it's like a Putney. So yeah, I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff every time. It's
a real analog sound, isn't it? Like, it's just so raw. Yeah. We can see why you like it. Andy,
would you say it's £1,000 worth though?
Oh, question.
Nah.
I know the handmade.
I know what you mean.
You know, but
I kind of think though, maybe later down the line you wouldn't lose your money on it so much. That's what I'd be thinking. You know, for that price. You know, it is a bit much. I get what you're saying. I do think, but I think it's the kind of thing that would hold its money a lot more.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Now, Andy had a comment to say. We'll just get to his. Andy, you're starting to clear up a bit now. There you go.
Oh, good. Yeah. Maybe everybody else has switched off their broadband all around me. So, yeah, I was just thinking it's the sort of thing that if you trying to find the right words, it'll tick somebody's boxes, and somebody will go, "That's just what I'm after." The way it's set up, the ease of playing things in, taking things in and out, tweaking the sounds. I think you're right about the price. It's probably a little overpriced. Now you see, you put the mockers on me now. Now I'm sitting in a swarm of honeybees again. But it's up against some competition at that end, isn't it? I mean, like the analog rhythm or the Pulsar 23. I mean, these things are high-end drum machines which deliver a lot, and the question is whether that actually can match up. Yeah. When I saw it earlier in the week, I thought, oh, I love that. I just love that. And then £1,000. Well, okay, mate. Yeah. But there'll be somebody out there who's curious who goes, yeah, I want one.
Yes.
Now, when I said it was expensive, I mean it was expensive because I was even thinking of a Roma DRM, which I really like. So I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying it's just, I don't know. It just seems a lot.
You wouldn't pay your money.
No, I'd probably buy a Roma instead. But as Dean says, in years to come, it might be one of those classic bits that people are saying, "Oh, do you remember these? They're like really rare now, so you can sell it for like $3,000." Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of like it. It's wrong one. There we go. It's got that EMS Putney sort of look about it, which I'm never going to not like.
It's proper retro, isn't it?
It's really retro, and it's got those kind of arcade game type buttons down the bottom. So I reckon this thing will be built like a absolute, like it would withstand a lot of beating. It's got very sturdy looking knobs and switches and stuff on there. It looks like it's very well built. Anyway,
It also looks really old, you know, like penny farthing days, even older than that.
It does,
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like 1970s.
It actually looks, it looks
radio,
genuinely old.
radiogram.
Not something.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like something that's trying to look old. It just
Looks old.
It looks like it's come straight out of the 1970s or the late 1960s.
Looks like something you found in your granddad's shed, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. What have we got? This one, the Vega. This one's pretty cool. So this is by Scholastic Sequencing, or this is called Scholastic Sequencing by Vega. I can't work out which way around it goes. I think it's called the Vega. Anyway, it's a spinning in a circle illuminated possibilities. It's a movement of sort of things. I guess we probably should just have a look at what it looks like on the video. So instead of chatting about it, let's just do that. I always lose my mouse. There we go. Bang, bang. While it's playing, I'll just read what Robin wrote on his website about it. It kind of gives you a ring of every note in the scale, then you dial how often you would like that particular note to sound. You weight its probability with your desire. There are different algorithms in play and you can change the way you think about the outcome. The ring buttons let you force a particular note into an algorithm, which is an interesting way of pushing more control into the game. The other features include an amount of legato, scales, transposition of the root note, looping in and out, portamento, accents, and note size. There's also a dynamic envelope shape variation, and there's MIDI output, 2 CV inputs allowing for parameter manipulation. It's, don't know how much it is. Let's have a look on their website. Let's have a quick look on their website. And of course, it doesn't actually tell me anything on their website. Okay, I'm going to link it in the description. We'll just shut the video up. Anyway, you guys had a bit of a look at that. Quick comment about that. I'm just going to paste the link to that into the chatty so they can go look at it. Anyone want to comment on the sequencer? It's a Eurorack module. If I didn't say that,
I'm going to say that guy needs to go and have a look at VPME's videos on how to use the Euclidean circles, because that really wasn't very clear of what was going on, or it didn't sound inspiring at all. But you got to watch those. You watch those Euclidean things, and they're using it with all sorts of percussions and synths and sounds, and you're going, and you sort of feel like you understand what the thing does. I mean, I watch that and go, what's that for?
Yeah, it was a bit blippy.
I'm not dismissing it. It's probably a really interesting device, but that wasn't a very good demo, though, was it? Sorry to say that.
I think the demo put you on.
Yeah. Sorry about the demo, guys, but that's all I had video-wise. Anyone of you, Daren or Dean, want to comment on that one?
I think Andy's right. I think the demo was just a little bit blippy, I think, and it sort of, it looks like it could be quite interesting actually, and it looks like you could come up with some really nice happy accidents. But like I said, the demo's a little bit, it didn't make you want to go out and buy it that way. But I'm not saying, like Andy said, it looks like it could be quite a good happy accident machine.
Yes, Dean, quick comment from you.
Yeah, very similar. It'd be great for them, like probabilities, and you just want to get some inspiration. But I did like its look, and I did like its sound, its texture. That's when I was thinking about, that'd be nice. Behringer Eurorack Go kind of thing.
Yeah, I think, look, the demo aside, I think we can put that aside to just the skill of the person who's showing it. He might be the engineer, do you know what I mean? He might understand completely how this thing works electronically, but music skills might not be quite there. You just need to get it in front of someone like Alex or someone like that, and let it go to the next level. Speaking of new things to look at, let's have a look at Weston Precision Audio, and then we'll have a bit of a listen to this guy.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Devin from Weston Audio, giving you a little demo of this B2 kick and bass module for Eurorack DIY. As we got this chill little track here in the background. Let me mute this. So, first up.
So what this is a Eurorack module called B2, and let me just grab the graphic of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. It's the one on the left. It's the kick or bass voice, and it's a full synth voice capable of producing a solid thump, blip, or boom style of kick drum. And if you let it breathe a little bit, it can be a snazzy bass synth as well. It has 4 waveforms, and with mixing and a sub-octave sine wave. It has a pair of fast AR AD envelope generators with 3 modes: VCA, multi-mode VCF. One envelope goes to the band amount and the other goes to the VCA. You have gate trigger inputs, 1 volt per octave, and a velocity CV input and CV over filter cutoff. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Let me just quickly go to their website just to have a quick look at pricing. Not really sure how much it is because I can't. Why do people not put their prices on their website? Look, I'll just quickly link it again in the chatties room so you guys have got the link to that module, and we'll turn that off. And any comments about the Weston, what is it called? Weston, I've lost it.
B2.
Weston Precision Audio, that's what they're called. The B2, yeah.
Well,
That's
it
one to
sounded
get-
good. Straight away. I mean,
Yeah,
ooh,
and they look nice as well. I like the
They
knobs.
do look nice, yeah, Darren. They do look nice, yeah. Oh, please don't make me spend more money, Dad. You know, honestly, I can't afford it.
I stopped.
There was another module there which I didn't mention actually, Andy. I probably should have said it. There's the one on the right, the AD110. It's inspired by the Boss DR110, and it's an analog drum machine, and it features the same 6 voice wrapped up in a 16 HP module. You can have pitch and resonance control over the kick, pitch and decay over the snare, decay on the cymbal, and spread reverb. So that drums that you're hearing on that demo video, which I'll just quickly play again.
Let's look at the kick part. It's pretty similar to B
So that was the AD1110.
kick and bass module for Eurorack.
So it's very Roland, bossy sort of sounding, isn't it? That sort of drum sound. What
there
is
a
that
price
noise?
on those?
Just going to mute that. Sorry, Dane, you're a bit noisy. Yep. I couldn't find a price on the website, so I've just linked it in the chatties. So we'll see what.
They look like they'll be pricey, but then again, they look good though, don't they?
Yeah, I think Dean wants to show us something. He's been making some noise in the background.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got excited when I saw that. It's this one.
Yep.
Is that right? This one.
The
This model of this.
110. I can't see it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll go a bit nearer without.
Oh yeah,
Keeping it
cool,
on the screen.
beautiful. There you go,
That's
110. Yep, modeled off of that.
Yeah. Right. That's just nice sound. Sounds really nice. So I could be interested in that for Eurorack for sure. If you've got more,
Well,
things
You
could
could
do
sell
with
that for £2,000, Dean.
you'd be able to make a lot more money out of that than the Eurorack module. Let me tell you. How much of it is a replica, or I don't really know much about the DR110. Actually, it's not something that I'm on top of. Is a DR110 a digital drum machine, or is it an actual analog one?
No, it's analog. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think some of the voices will come from other drum machines. It's a real cheaper analog kind of good buy, really. Actually, I got it quite cheap.
Marco's just saying €174 for the bass voice and €278 for the analog drums.
There you
That's
go.
not bad prices, actually, really.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Thanks, Marco.
And so Western Audio is, and the link is in the chat now. But yeah, it'll be in the description later on. Daren, did you like any of that?
Yeah, I like them both actually. I think they look nice, and like we say, they're not really that expensive, really, compared to quite a few that's out there. So yeah, I quite like them too.
Did you notice the size of the knobs on it? which actually is a little bit nice to see for a change. Someone putting decent sized knobs.
That's what I said. I like the knobs, and they look. Like I say, I like the way the circuit board matches the colour of the front knob.
I reckon that's probably the pick out of the products we showed today. I mean, what was your favourite out of the 4, guys? We'll start with you, Dean. Do you have a favourite out of the 4 we showed today? Do you want me to refresh your memory?
The vintage one.
The drum machine from Brazil. Yeah. Okay. Andy?
Yeah. And Putney drums. The cassette thing, because it looks just simply fun, and those last two modules, they look really interesting.
So the MMXX T-APE and the Weston Precision. Yeah. And Daren?
I'll have to go with Andy on this. Those two, and I will also hold a slight in reserve for the that sequencer, only because it was a bit of a poor demo, so I won't slate that.
I reckon that sequencer might be a little bit of a sleeping giant, because we didn't really get a really good demo of it, and I think it might be one of those things that may come out in the woodwork as people start getting their hands on. So we'll see. Because there were some things that they've talked about on the website that I don't know if it's been done in that way quite the same. I mean, there's always, this is the thing with URAC, right? You always get things that are similar to something else, but not quite the same, and you sort of get this slow, progression, and there's overlap with modules. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
You should have put some delay and reverb on it, and it would have sounded a lot better, and we might have all gone out and rushed and bought one.
Yeah, or drum machine in the background or something. Yeah, something to sort of, excite us a bit.
Actually, Rance, can you answer me a question about that?
Sure.
Because one thing that I wasn't sure of, what was it, that module that was generating the sound, or was that module simply a sequencer that was triggering something else? Because I couldn't work that out.
Yeah, it's just a sequencer. So it triggers a whole bunch of other things.
It is just a sequencer. It was just triggering a sawtooth going meh, 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 meh.
I mean, look, let's have another quick look at it. You can see it's got the big thing with sequencers that fail, in my opinion, are their ability to be a performance-based thing, especially in Eurorack, when you've got this kind of small form factor and you need to be able to perform. This layout does actually sort of lead you to a performing sort of layout. You can see it's kind of quite well spaced. It's got the transpose features with scales and things like that. So, I don't know, we need to get this in the right hands, I think. That's kind of where I'm coming from. And I'm not talking about my hands. You guys have seen my demos. I'd be worse than that guy.
It's a bit Buchla-like, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. If it had the blue on it, it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, good point, Dean. So, good point. All right. What have the chatties been saying? Chatties, what's your favourite out of the 4 that we showed? They're saying they like the look of other demos of that sequence. Okay, cool. We'll see if we can find a better one and maybe show it next week. All right, cool. And yeah, they all seem to be into what we've showed. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next segment, which is Price Watch. Today's episode of Price Watch has been brought to you by Inky. You'll find out why. And if you've been sleeping under a rock, you'll probably go, what the hell is he talking about? Well, you guys might remember this auction that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. And it finished! Hooray! And it did finish for quite a lot of money. Like £31,400 worth of money.
Oh my God.
Which is insane. I think I worked it out. I was talking in the Discord chat, which I'll just link up now so you guys can see, because we always talk about Discord and we never ever get it some love. There's a Discord server link there if you do want to chat on during the week. But yeah, the auction finished at that. You could see that someone with the first initial of P and the last letter of Y, and a whole bunch of asterisks in between, is the poor sod that paid all that money for a CS80. I think someone joked about it going home and not working. You would really, really hope not. But one of the things that we did during the show is we said to you guys in the chat, see if you can guess how much it's going to go for. And I think there was a few people that got pretty close. Look at that. This is a screenshot of what you guys were suggesting in the show.
Inky nailed it.
Inky or Simon? Which one are we going to go for?
Well, Inky said 37. That's what it went for.
Yeah. Did it go for 37? I thought it was 31. Was it 37? Was it?
Yeah, I thought it said 31. Was it 30? 31? Oh.
Let me double.
I think it went for 37,000. Yeah.
Let me double check what it said here.
Ah, Inky had insider knowledge.
Inky has insider knowledge.
Does that include delivery?
On that graphic, it says 31,400.
You'd bloody hope so, Dean.
Now, Inky may know. Inky may know something that I don't. But on that graphic, it said 31,400. So, unless Inky's got some evidence that says otherwise, I think Simon's got the gong.
She says it thinks it was 37.
She says it's 37. Well, that there is the screenshot at the end of the auction, and the top bid was 31,400. So I don't know if I've done that wrong or what, but it definitely says 31,400 there.
It's probably like $5 or $6 grand for postage.
Well, anyway, we'll give it to Inky anyway. We'll give it to Inky because she was very excited. Let's see what she's saying. She was excited.
It's not stuck on that shit.
I reckon it's Simon. Yeah, she's saying it's Simon. Good, a good sport. Is Simon in the chat? I don't know if he's there today. He's usually here. Anyway, Pro Synth said
Well done, Simon and Inky.
Okay, so on the Pro Synth show, they said it was 37. Okay. Well, look.
What would you do if it was stuck on that shit now?
Well, anyway, the bottom line is whoever got it right, I mean, you just wouldn't part with that sort of money for a CS80. I worked out that you could pay someone a year's worth of wage at a technician rate to be employed, and I reckon it would take them a year, just a single person who's got technical skills, to make a CS80. Just say, look, you come work for me for a year, here's a lab, here's soldering iron, here's some screwdrivers, saws, all that sort of stuff. Make a CS80 for me. Because there's plenty of schematics and stuff like that lying around. You could literally make one. Give them a year, and you'd probably have some change. No, anyway. It's a bit stupid, isn't it, really, that sort of money? You'd have to really, really want one, wouldn't you? Yeah. All right. What else we got? What about this? No, that's not the right one. We are in this one. 1, 2, 3. Here. This one. We have this been sent in from, I can hear myself again, Dean, through you. You got your headphones close to the mic, have you? I got this through from Synth Addict, so big hello to Synth Addict. He probably may not be in the chat, but anyway, if he is, big hello to you. How about this for a price? Do you reckon that's a typo?
Somebody got their finger stuck. Yes.
So, Daren, you've always asked me, when am I actually going to show a scam? Maybe that might be one. I've shown scams before, by the way.
I'll also use the price.
You're happy to pay that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I did say this show was brought to you by Inky, and that is because she pointed me to this video, which has probably been going around the traps a bit, because I think it's a couple of years old, this video, isn't it? This is the, it's a couple of years old, September 2019. Here's a $15 million Stradivarius. $15 million. And I think it's US dollars too. I've just taken a screenshot of the YouTube video so I don't get a copyright strike. But what we will do is, if I mute the video, and if I turn that graphic off, where is it? And then we go to here, we can do this, and we can show you this kind of thing where we can go to here, and see, this doesn't get me a copyright strike, and we can go to here where he has a bit of a look at it. But this is the bit here, which you actually give it to someone who actually knows how to play it, and I'll just play it for about 2 seconds.
Oh, that's it.
There we go, and we go to here, and we'll see this. Right, and I'll probably get a copyright strike.
As well.
That's what a Stradivarius sounds like. And what did we work out, Andy? They're about 350 years old, these things, perhaps.
Yeah,
So
350, 400.
So $15 million.
He was working. Yes, Antonio Stradivari was working around 1700. He started before and went on after, so around the 1700 period. So we're talking, what was that, 300 and something years, 320 years. There.
Well,
Just wondered, would it be cheaper to buy with new strings
If
on?
we move,
by the way, guys, the
Or
chat
depreciate.
the chat has gone absolutely berserk, and I just need to kind of catch it before it scrolls off the screen. They're all saying that CS80 did go for 37, so Inky gets the gong. Let's go back to our little graphic again. That's what Inky said. She said 37, so she was spot on the money, whereas it doesn't look like Simon was spot on the money. So there you go. So Inky, congratulations. I don't know what prize I've got to give you. We're quite poor here. We don't really have a show budget. I can blow you a kiss or something. I don't know, whatever you want.
Sample bass drum.
Let Inky have your spare Strad. She'd
My
like
spare
it.
Strad.
Look nice on the mantel shelf.
Currency. There we go. Okay, fair enough. There we go. Yeah, so getting back to the comment that we're talking about with the Stradivarius, now that we've sorted out all the chatties going crazy at me in the background there. So if you had a choice, would you get a Stradivarius or would you get a CS80? Which one would you get? I mean, we joked about it last week, like jumping in the Lambo and going to the ATM and pulling some money out, didn't we? It's just silly, isn't it? It really is.
You don't buy a Stradivarius, as an investment, because the value just keeps going up and up and up and up. They will keep going up. There's only, I think there were about 500 of them left. I'd had a quick look on the Stradivarius website, and there's about 500 of them left. He made over 1,000 instruments in his lifetime. Not all violins. I think it said 900 were violins, and there were some cellos and some violas. But there aren't many, and they're in hands. Even in his lifetime, they were sought after. He was considered by far and away the greatest violin maker. He made the violin almost, forgive me for saying this, a viable instrument that was loud enough, and when you had numbers of them together, the volume was amplified. Because before they were just sort of fairly weedy things. He really nailed it, and the demand for his instruments has never gone away. He was very much appreciated in his lifetime, but after he died, and obviously therefore there was no more being made, the value was in place even then. So it's never gone away.
I mean,
I think
just have a look at it though. It is a beautifully looking violin. I've seen.
It's exquisite.
I've seen some pretty crap looking violins, and that one definitely is a beautiful looking violin. So yeah, you would definitely know.
50 quid you'd want it to be, wouldn't you?
You would definitely know it'd be there anyway. All right, well, there we go. We got through our normal segments, and we did it in good time today. Well done, everyone. How long have we been going for? We've been going for just on an hour. Fantastic. And we've got Saturday Sonority now, which is basically up to you guys. Ask us anything. Talk about anything. There's plenty of topics going around that we're going to be doing definitely in future shows, but I just thought it's time for us to do a bit of a, just an open sort of show. Do you know what I mean? Like, not have a specific topic and have a little bit more fun. So yeah, definitely let's jump in with the chatties and see what they're up to. Guys in the chat, if you want to ask any of the people here a question, you may do that if you want. If you want to talk about something and lead the discussion in a certain direction, do that. You're welcome to do that. If you've got any questions for any of us, put it our way. Or any of you guys that are here, you could lead the show. It's good doing this because it's kind of, you know, what could possibly go wrong? Not said anything. Have it all open.
I got the M1 this week, by the way, just quickly. Behind me there, that's that box on the sofa. And put it up last night. And it's plugged in, just like yourself, Randy, when you did yours. And it's quite interesting going through the software, because all the old Chewy stuff was all good. And then Synth Master 1 I was having problems with. My favourite one, as I said in the other show. So,
right.
It's been interesting.
Nice, beautiful. So someone in the chat said, where was it? It's just about disappeared. Where is it? Oh, I think Robbie said the Polybrute, thin or weedy or big and fat. Now that, I think there was a video that came out during the week from Mark Doty, and he was talking about the Polybrute sounding thin. And I mean, I'm not going to give away what, I think you should go watch his video, because it isn't exactly, it's a bit of clickbait, that title. And I commented in the thread during the week that I actually didn't think the synth sounded thin. I actually thought the keypad itself was thin and weedy. And it was weird because during the week I went into my local synth store to purchase the module, which you'll see during Mailbag in the week. And I just walked across to the section where they've got all the keyboards, and they had a Polybrute there, and I haven't seen a Polybrute in this shop before. So this is the first time I've actually touched one, and my immediate first reaction was, oh my God, this is an expensive synthesizer, and they've just put the absolute rubbish keyboard on this thing. Do you know when you play a Moog synth, it's got a decent set keyboard on it, or when you play, even a Dave Smith type synth has got a decent sort of keyboard, or a Nord, or something like that. I'm not going to talk much about Roland because I think they kind of fall similar to Arturia. But I mean, even Yamahas have got decent keyboards on some of their gear as well. But that was the first thing that I noticed. And look, the sound I'm not going to go into because I was just playing patches. I was only there for 5 minutes. But I didn't think the sound sounded thin anyway. So did you guys want to have a chat about that? Maybe that was a pretty hot topic on the thing. Lots of questions are coming in, by the way. Shall we go to the questions?
Let's have a look.
All right. Okay, so lots of questions. We go all the way back to Paul asked, would I have to get a work visa to come and play in the UK and get paid? I don't know, because I don't live in that part of the world. So any of you guys could answer that one. Do you guys want to quickly have a crack at that?
Sorry, who asked that? Sorry.
So Paul Torbert asked, would I have to get a work visa to come and play in the UK/EU and get paid?
From where?
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe he's not there. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in the EU and you're working in the EU, it's fine. If you're in the UK and you want to work in the EU, who the hell knows the answer to that question right now?
Not even Boris knows the answer to that. If you ask him, he'll give you a politician's answer.
Paul's from the US, says Inky. Then yes, you probably do.
Yeah.
In the same way that if we wanted to come and play in the US, we'd have to get a visa. But
unless your management was paying you and they were based in the same country, that I think that's how some of the artists get around that. So if you're getting paid by management.
Yeah.
We'll see. Let's keep going to the questions. The next question was from Axel Soft. He says, what bonus content do you offer on Patreon? Well, at the moment, not a lot, but I have got some plans with Patreon. So at the moment, what I've been doing is I have been putting a few videos up which never ever make it to YouTube, and they're kind of bad B-roll videos. They're quite funny to watch. The guys on Patreon know what I'm talking about. I do lots of posts. I talk about things. I put content up there which you can't get anywhere else, like downloads and things like that. But I do plan on doing some live content on there. And I do this thing at the moment called a Q&A, where people who are under a certain tier can join up and ask questions, and I'll actually do a Q&A with them. So that's pretty cool. What else? I've got an album coming out soon, so anyone that's on my Patreon will get free downloads for that. I don't know whether they'd want to bother with that, but anyway. Foxy said, what does anyone think about the circuit tracks? Here we go. We can answer that one. Who wants to have a crack at that? I don't know much about it, other than what we showed. Darren?
I've not really used it
Darren.
neither. I've only got the circuit. I've not really looked into the circuit tracks, so I can't really comment so much on it. I think, if I remember rightly, I think it's okay, but it sort of like feels like it's missing something. If I remember rightly, I can't remember how much sample you can get into the actual circuit tracks, how much time is on it. But I haven't really looked at it, so I can't really sort of comment too much on it. Not fairly, anyway.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think any of us really have had a chance to. I mean, we're all users here, so we're not like, none of us have got any commercial agreements with these companies, and we're not getting gear ahead of time. So we're just like you. So when it arrives in the store, we'll probably go try it out. And in my case, I live in one of the most remote cities in the world. So when it arrives here, it's probably already been in your store for 2 years. So, yeah.
And in our case, we can't go to any stores.
In your case, you can't go to the stores, yeah. Hopefully that'll change soon.
2 weeks, Darren.
Oleg's asked, I wonder if any of you guys repaired your old synths yourself or just send it to the service. Now, so I can answer that for myself, and then you guys can answer that. So I repair my own synths, and there's plenty of videos on my channel where I've shown it. I've shown me repairing my XP10, my M3. I did the touch screen on that. So yeah, plenty of me repairing my own stuff. I even repaired my Yamaha AN200, I think it's called, which is that little groove box that's got the AN1X soundboard in it. So yeah, so I'm not shy of doing that. But yeah, and if you guys are, Dean, what about you? Do you ever repair your own gear?
Not to any large extent. I've kind of like taken apart and replaced keys, but I wouldn't trust myself with some of this stuff. You know, normally contact spray is my go-to. Spray it with contact spray and hope it works again. You know, no, I normally mainly get them fixed by my mate. So.
Okay, fair enough. And I know Darren and Andy have already answered this before, but do you guys want to just mention? I mean, you've told us all this before. Darren, do you want to mention what you do with your stuff if it needs repairing?
Hopefully it doesn't. Basically, that's all I'll say.
Cross your fingers.
If it's something simple, yeah, but yeah, basically no.
Yeah.
Unless because by the time I finish repairing something, it'd be almost like circuit bending it in a bad way.
Oh, give yourself some credit, mate. Jeez. What about you, Andy?
Well, I mentioned earlier about the guy at work who's going to offer me some basic lessons in electronics and soldering, just so that I can start. My idea is being that I might start to build a few Eurorack modules, but in the process to get some knowledge of what's actually going on, because I have no idea really what goes on under the bonnet of all these things, and yet I've got so many bits of kit that have got things wrong with them. I mean, sometimes simple things like I mentioned the Zoom effects unit down here, the LCD backlight went years ago. The thing works fine, but the LCD, I can hardly read it, so you know, without shining a torch on it. The W30, the backlight went years ago. At the time when you couldn't do anything about it, that was it. Roland just said, "Oh, we ain't got any, can't do anything. Sorry, mate." I thought, "Oh, bloody hell!" My base station rack, it's got an EEPROM problem. It just doesn't work. I don't know what the hell to do. And of course, that brings us back around to the good old stupid Pro One.
Yeah, yeah.
Piece of crap, basically. No, it's a wonderful synthesizer that's been put into a terrible box. And yeah, I think for myself, I mean, how difficult can it actually be to take the case apart and take a keyboard out and put a new keyboard in and clean it all up, and oh, that capacitor's doing a this, that, and you want to, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'd be doing. So I'd be probably doing, like Daren sort of mentioned, irreparable damage just by titting about with it. So
Yeah.
no, I think it's best left in the hands of experts. And you know, I'd like to be able to, but in reality, no, it needs a professional to sort that Pro One out.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, look, repairing synths is. I think it's, if you're interested in doing it, you'll probably find a way to learn to do it. And I think if you're not really interested in doing it, it's just, I think it's an interest thing. Some people like to dabble and some people don't. And look, I've always been interested in electronics. I did electronics at school. I'm in that sort of industry. I'm in the computer science sort of industry. So yeah, it's kind of in my corner. But yeah, in terms of whether it's worth doing, that's kind of going to be a personal thing. So, like, the amount of hours that you might end up putting to fixing a synth might not justify, your personal time. You might think, this thing's taken me all day to fix. I could have just sent it off, and for £100 I could have got it fixed. Do you know what I mean? So it depends on what your motivations are.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and it'll come back working, hopefully.
Yeah, and you'll probably find that they do a better job than you. So it just really depends. Okay, so we had a few more comments come through. They're not really showing up on the screen here because this is kind of the live chat coming through here, but I'll just bring them up. Native ES said, don't play vintage Moog synth keyboard then, Ramsey, because Pratt Reed keyboards are the worst. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. They're pretty bad. Okay, so Keith in Watford said, how about a plug for the Moog Foundation raffle to win a mini Moog and money goes to good causes? Yeah, there you go, you've just done it.
Yeah, good point.
Just kind of scrolling down the chat. So if you do want to sort of sing out what question you want to ask, do highlight my name at Ramsey. It's easier for me to find out. I might actually miss your comments. I'm just trying not to miss them because not everyone knows to do that. I didn't actually say that before, so I'm just being fair here.
I saw something interesting. I don't know if people are aware that it's real or true. They're saying about the payment for eBay now.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. So just before we do get to that, because Max mentioned that, I did see that, but he isn't. We're not quite there yet. I'm still behind. Goya said, has anyone seen or played the E-Ray Touch? Array Touch? It looks very powerful. I don't know about that. Yeah, don't know anything about that. Have to link something for us to check out. What do you guys think of Bandcamp and how much do you earn from the music, says Sergio? That's a really good question, actually. That is a really good question. And the reason why it's a really good question is because music distribution is kind of a bit of a hot topic at the moment, I reckon, because I think there's going to be some changes afoot in this particular part of the corner of the world. One of the things Bandcamp do that's kind of different to a lot of the other places is they just really kind of host your files, or your digital downloads for you, and you can sell merch and stuff through there, and they take a payment for you, and they really don't charge very much at all for that. In some cases, most of the cases, it's free. So, but in terms of whether that actually makes you money, is actually got nothing to do with Bandcamp at all. Bandcamp is just like a place for people to get to. You've got to then get people to Bandcamp, so you've got to market yourself. And that's kind of the trick with all this sort of stuff. So if you're popular, people will probably find you. If you've got management and they're doing the sort of marketing for you, they'll promote. If you want to use Bandcamp, they'll probably promote that. But I would probably say Bandcamp is probably one of the better, more ethical type of music distribution platforms out there. And there's a lot of reason why I say that. But yeah, it's not your commercial distributor per se, like getting your songs onto Spotify, Apple, iTunes, whatever it's called now, Apple Music, Google, Amazon, and places like that. So Bandcamp doesn't do that, but you can use a platform that will. So hopefully that's it's very brief, but that's probably answered your question. And I don't know what countries have what rules. So I think, Sergio, if I remember, you're in Argentina, so that might be something that you might need to check out in your country. Paul Artola says, greetings from sunny Maryland in the United States of America. Fantastic. Greetings. Well, greetings from Perth in Western Australia. And down below we've got Dean, who's in the UK, Daren's in the UK, and Andy, my fingers aren't working, in the UK as well. So it's they're all against me, help. 1 Aussie and 3 Poms. They hate being called Poms. Dearie me. Now I've lost my scroll now. Look at that. See what's happened? See what's happened?
Pom's French for potato.
Dear. See, I've been punished. I've been punished.
Potato keeps turning up.
Someone's saying that Paul needs to get a vaccination before he's going to tour anywhere. That will be the thing. The world will have basically, you'll have a passport which has whether you've been vaccinated. That will be the next thing, if it hasn't already happened. So yeah, depending on the country. Now let's get down to the next question. I'm going to have to skip a few because they didn't highlight my name, so it's about time now they started doing that. Paul said, I have a Moog Prodigy that needs fixing. I'm sending it to you. Okay. My address is actually in the about section of my YouTube, so you probably could do that. But you might want to negotiate a price, otherwise I might actually hold on to it. Here we go. We're getting to Mac's comment now. Guess and Ramsey, are you aware of the big changes afoot on eBay? They are ditching PayPal as required. It's a payment method. Now they're taking 12.8%, not 10%. It's a big controversy coming. Yeah, I have heard this, and yeah, if you guys are using PayPal to sell your gear or buy your gear, it may be on the nose, because I recently looked at a friend who was selling something, and he was talking about how he sold it for a price that he was a bit okay with it, but by the time all the fees and everything came out, he actually got way less than he was hoping to get. And I think that's something that we need to consider. And there are other platforms that you can sell your gear now. There's a free one that Behringer have released. So I don't know if any of you guys have tried that. And there's also Reverb, and there's also Craigslist in your country. There's Gumtree in our country. I think there's Gumtree in the UK as well. So I think eBay actually owns Gumtree, if I remember rightly. But yeah, I think there's some weird things happening there. Now, I do know that PayPal and eBay are no longer the same company. That's happened probably a few years ago now. So that might be why they were just waiting for that sort of contract to finish, and then they're going, right, PayPal, you're gone. We're going to use our own payment system. And it's probably always all to do with the big mighty dollar. ASIO Head says he always repairs his own gear. So there you go. Send your gear to ASIO Head. So look, he's pretty handy. So there you go. Handy Bert. What else have we got? Guys, you keep an eye on chat for me whilst I'm scrolling at the sort of, I'm not up to where you guys are seeing. So that'll be helpful. Sergio said he's from Brazil. Okay, I knew it was that part of the world.
Is it Goya? Asked me a really interesting question on the chat, which was what are these two drums I've got behind here, which I thought were congas, and they're the actual triggers for the DSV, which is on the back near the mixer, if you can see it. I'll get my head out of the way, be handy. Yeah, with the early Simmons drums from I think 1979. It's 2-channel analog drum, and then these two, it just is a quarter-inch jack lead, goes into the back for the pads, and it's one of the earliest electronic drum pad machines.
Yeah, I love the Simmons stuff. It's awesome. Yeah, beautiful. Looks like I've caught up. There is a whole lot of stuff going through in the chat, but it was just too hard for me to find. Because if you want to ask us a question, make sure you go at Ramsey, so I can it highlights it for me. It makes it easier for me to see. I don't know if it actually shows that in here. No, it doesn't. It depends on. It shows it on my screen anyway. That's the most important thing there. So Mac's saying the ramifications and nuanced and complicated to have those who aren't in the eBay game. Essentially, you are paying for 2 levels of protection. One of those levels is now being removed, and you're still basically paying for the same amount in fees. Yeah, I kind of picked that up as well. So the benefit of PayPal is that you get that buyer or seller's protection, and now they're removing PayPal. You're not going to get that. Essentially, we probably need to check to see what the eBay solution is, and if that's just literally just a payment gateway, then yeah. I do know for a fact that eBay has lost a lot of revenue in the last few years. They've gone downhill. It's because people aren't using them as much. Maybe it's because their fees were too high. I don't know. But there's other, like I said, there's other online, not auctions, but online selling platforms that people are now preferring to use for whatever reason. This is not a dig at eBay. Maybe it is a bit. But there's definitely no love lost with me with eBay, put it that way. I'm probably on Mac's side here. I'm not a big fan. I bought stuff off there. So the most recent thing I bought off there, you guys know about, I bought the power rails that for my Eurorack case off of eBay. I didn't have to. I could have bought them directly from the shop in the Netherlands, but it just so happened that that particular way was the way I decided to buy it. Yeah, look, we actually have a segment on this show called eBay Scammers. It probably needs to be renamed, because that's kind of where they were originally sort of hanging around. And it was kind of funny how we'd always seem to find some sort of crazy idiot trying to sell something on eBay. It's going to be sad in a way that we're going to lose that if eBay sort of goes downhill, isn't it? Because we kind of enjoy that part of the show. We have to find them on Reverb now or something instead. Or the Behringer one. I haven't even started looking at the Behringer one, to be honest.
New section, Behringer scams. It might do well.
Oh, careful.
Yes. Yeah. You might get a letter. Don't send it to me. I didn't say it. It was him, the guy down there.
Yeah. I love Behringer. I've got all their
what
stuff.
What about Microsoft sitting down with Discord?
What's that? Sorry.
Or coming to the table. What about Microsoft coming to the table for Discord? I know it's only a possibility.
I hope it doesn't.
Or it might be a way for Discord to bump up.
I hope it doesn't. I'll tell you why I hope it doesn't. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed, but every time Microsoft purchases something, they kill it.
Yeah.
Look at Skype. It's just about dead now. So, they killed Skype. I don't know what they were planning. But yeah, that's a good little segue to put my Discord link up. Don't forget to jump on Discord. Don't be scared of Discord, guys. It's free. There's nothing to worry about. All it is like a chat room where you type. You can there's a voice chat room if you don't like typing as well. I don't think many people use that though, but check it out. It continues the conversation that we're having. That's the whole point of it. Now I know there's other shows that have got Discord, like Sonic State and that. You join them all. You just have a big list of places that you can go in and chat, because sometimes some of the chat servers are quiet. Like I was in the Sonic State one the other day, and I noticed there wasn't a lot going on there. So, sometimes they're quiet, sometimes they're not. So join them all. There's nothing wrong with it. It's free. All things that are good are free. Should be promoted. Here we got some questions coming through. Good. Sasquatch has said there's a CS70 on Free Music Tribe for $18,000 US, I guess, $18,000. Wow. So let's, if it's probably still there. Yep, there you go. You can see it there. Sasquatch, that was Sasquatch. Then we had Native S said, GitHub's probably a good example that they didn't stuff up, isn't it? Yeah, he said, GitHub still exists since Microsoft purchased. Yeah, look, they haven't screwed everything up that they've bought, but there's definitely more on the list that they've screwed up versus less. Keith in Watford said,
"It's going to be more if you do."
Sorry, say that again, Daren.
You're going to be more worried if they bought now. I said you're going to be more worried if they had bought now.
It depends on what their plans are. It really depends on what their plans are, honestly. If they're going to leave it alone, I think an example is Minecraft, right? Minecraft was bought out by Microsoft, and in a way, they've kind of left Minecraft alone, but then they've made another version of it, which is under their programming language platform. And Minecraft's starting to get old now anyway, so it's probably starting to run out. It's more the kiddies sort of game now, but that's an example. So they do kind of meddle with things, and it doesn't always kind of work out the way people would hoped. Anyway, let's get back to these questions. So Keith and Wofford said, and those years ago we had Exchange and Mart and Loot. I don't know what that is. So is that a UK thing?
Yeah.
What is that, guys?
Gumtree.
Is that like an online thing, or was
it came out as a paper at first.
Right, like a classifieds thing?
Yeah.
Right.
It was a paper in its own right, Loot.
Yeah.
I think it moved online, and it's sort of, I don't think it's about now. But it's very similar to Gumtree on paper.
Right, okay. Yeah, we had some in our city as well. It was called the quokka, which is actually the name of an animal that exists on an island just off my city called Rottnest. And they're indigenous to our area.
Rottnest?
Rottnest is actually a Dutch name. It actually stands for rat's nest, believe it or not. And they thought the quokka was a rat, but it's not. They're those really, really cute. You guys see those pictures like of celebrities flying to Australia, and they take these pictures with these really, really cute, furry-looking animals with the cute nose and the smiley sort of face, because that's how they naturally look. They look like they've got a permanent smile, and they get down really close to them and they take these selfies. And that's the quokka that they're doing. I'll see if I can grab a photo of one later so I can show you guys. They're really, really super cute. Let's get back to the chatties. I lost it. Where is it? I thought there was. Oh, Sergio retracted. Okay, that's fine. No problem. All right, cool. We've caught up. Any more comments that you can think about to put in during the show? This is fun. I like doing this. This is kind of a bit more interactive. What do you guys think? Ask the other guy's question.
Yeah.
Don't forget to ask the other guy's question. Sergio is saying, do you want to scan? In Brazil, there's cheap Behringer synths like the Neutron or Pro One are sold like 900 US. Yeah, okay. So this actually happened in, not quite as bad as that, but this actually happened in my country as well. And then Behringer actually jumped onto the distributors, and you would have noticed that they were releasing these news releases where they were actually saying, we've now done a deal with such and such a company. Like we'll use one that everyone knows. We've now done a deal with Sweetwater, and we are now distributing directly to Sweetwater, and as a result, the benefit to you as a consumer, you will get more direct pricing. And that's true. They actually, there's people that live in the US that are saying that the prices of the Behringer gear has actually gone down. Not a lot, but a little bit. And that's always good for us because musicians don't usually get paid a lot. That may need to happen in Brazil. So whoever distributes Behringer may need to have a chat to them. I don't know if that's the case, if they already have, or if this is a real scam that's going on that's completely
I seem to remember something that some company in Brazil had taken over that distribution. I may be wrong, but I do remember certainly the thing about Sweetwater. And somewhere in the back of my mind, there's a little niggle about Brazil that had happened or was supposed to happen. So I hope it does, because people are just being exploited, then, aren't they? If they're being asked to pay, $900 for a Behringer Pro One or a Behringer Neutron, it's too much. They're great boxes, but you're not paying that much for them.
Yeah. Now while you were talking, Andy, I'm just getting so we'll just stay on you. Keep an eye on the chat, guys. I'm just getting a picture of the quokka, because I did promise I'd show you guys one.
It's not me, by the way. I'm not a quokka.
So
whatever a quokka.
They look exactly like Andy. And what you're looking at now is a quokka. No, not really. Here we go. I'll just do it over Andy. Here's a quokka. See, they look.
I can't see it. I can't see a difference.
Yeah.
I've seen loads of them in nightclubs.
When are you going to show us the picture, Ramsey? Can you show us the picture of the quokka? Because I missed it.
Every time you take a picture of these things, they look like they've got a permanent smile on their face. Like it's crazy.
Well, I have, because I'm always so
It's
happy.
a meme now. You could have that.
So that's why
Is he looking at the Rands show?
that's why the celebrities get these pictures. So look at that. They are just crazy looking, aren't they? Oh dear.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're all on acid.
How many celebrities have had their noses bitten off or their ears nibbled off?
They don't. They're actually. They're the type of animal that
Go back.
that knows that humans will bring it food, so they kind of hang around you, kind of annoyingly. Actually, they
That
basically
last
beg you.
picture you put up, Rand.
Yeah, that one.
That one. This is what happens when you get a new synth.
So turn it into a meme. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sure there'd be a bad picture of a quokka somewhere. I mean, but yeah, I'm showing you two already. Seriously, they're just crazy. Like these things, I can't believe they're indigenous to my home city. And you've got these everyone talks badly about Australia, how they've got these dangerous animals, but what reality is these things are not dangerous at all.
Coming at you, Ramsey.
This is the killer quokka.
Well, those claws look pretty vicious.
Nah, they're tiny. That would be about the size of a small cat, that thing. So, yeah, they're pretty small.
Who's going to put one of them on a park bench with a bastel?
You, Daren.
Jeez. You can peek that again. Look at all the comments in the chat. Ewoks, Caddyshack. Yeah, they look like those things in Caddyshack, don't they?
He's a patron.
Like chipmunks, isn't it? The chipmunks.
Sergio's saying he's
Simples.
got 5 cockatiels. Wow. I've been noisy in your house. Simon's saying, looks like Tony at Soundgas after getting the 37k. Exactly. Yeah, this is Tony when he got his commission check for selling the CS80. Woohoo! See that little I don't know
He
if
didn't
you
want to
guys
repair my Pro 1 though.
see that in the background. You can see the road and you can see the trees. Right, that's actually on the island, Rottnest Island. That's what it looks like. It's kind of weird looking place actually, to be honest. And I've been living here for many years, and I only went there for the first time 2 years ago. It's a pain. You have to get on a ferry and go across water. I've got better things to do, like playing with my synths. I don't want to go to some boring island and look at stupid fairy animals. Come on. I've got better things to do. I did take a photo though.
And he's not dark and black. I'm just pixelated today, Howard. Sorry, I don't know. My internet connection's rubbish. So.
They do look a little bit like meerkats. Who said that? Someone said that. Where is it? Azio Head said it. Yeah, pandas kind of scare me. I've seen pandas, and they're cute and everything, but they kind of scare me because they're actually quite big. I actually thought they were smaller than what they are. I know there's a few different types of pandas, red pandas and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, the ones that I've seen in the zoos are quite big. They scare me. We're not talking about pandas and spiders and quokkas anymore. I'm sorry. We're talking about synths. Get back on topic. Stop it. Yeah, so during the week... Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you guys is the $60,000 question. And that is, you guys all saw my video during
Do we get $60,000 if we answer it?
No.
I'm in for that. Thanks, Rans.
So, shut up. It's not true. Don't listen to him. Lawyers, get onto it. So you might remember my mailbag video during last week or the week before where I got the second...
Yes, I remember it. Is that 60,000 quid then?
I got the second shipment of this thing in. So, I've sent them an email 2 weeks ago. My question to you guys is, when is enough time to have elapsed where a company, even though I've sent more than one email to more than one email address, so it's not like they haven't received it, to a company to say that they've sent me a second item, and do they want it back, and how do they want it back, when there's enough time that's elapsed where I can turn around and go, I own this now, because possession is 9/10 of the law. What do you guys think in chat? How long do I need to wait before maybe I could give it away to you guys on the show as a competition or something?
Give it another week. Send them another email, and in that email saying, "Like, I've tried to contact you 3 times and you've not responded. You've sent me this.
I've already done
to send it back to."
Yeah, I've already done the multiple emails, so we're already past the multiple email.
And it's yours, Rans.
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably watching right now. Big hello to you, Studio Electronics. Thanks for the second item. Could use it as a gift. Might be a bit of a free plug for you guys. Where's my Akai Force? It is right here. It's unplugged at the moment. There it is.
That's the prize.
I am moving stuff around, and the force is going to be put in this area here. I've been moving things around, so you might notice there's something different here at the moment too. Yes. So yes, that's a good question. What is the rumor about the new firmware with the Akai Force? I have no idea. I'm not a beta tester. I'm not under any NDA. I don't know. I know one guy who does know, and he's not on the show at the moment. Let's discuss it. What have you heard?
Inky mentioned it yesterday, and I was intrigued. I haven't heard anything other than what Inky sort of floated, and if you can get sort of Mellotrons and Selenas for the Akais. I mean, I'm assuming that if it's available for the Force, it'll be available for the MPC as well. But that would be amazing. That really would be amazing. Because, I mean, I actually was trying to find out if there are sample packs of Mellotrons and Selenas and all those things available for the Akai, which I'd have thought somewhere in Akai's vast sample library, they must have them. I'd love those. I'd really, really like them. I really would.
So Max just commented and just stolen what I was about to say, which is okay. Let him do it. Disk streaming was what I heard as well. I didn't hear about Mellotron and Odyssey. I did hear about disk streaming, which is cool. So, Selena Strings plug in too. Cool, nice. Look, I'm not so big on that stuff. I mean, some of you guys might be, but the disk streaming, I never really needed it. So I know that's going to be a big thing for a lot of the R&B type beats type people, the DJ type people as well. But the thing I need to, like, I don't know why Akai don't do it, but they need to fix up the transpose issue. They don't have a proper transpose thing. Right now, if you want to transpose your entire sequence, you've actually got to like literally press on the transpose thing on your screen and then dial in whether you want to go +1 or -1 or plus whatever. And most things that are sequence based, you can actually send a note in to transpose and it doesn't do it. So both the Akai Force and the MPC stuff doesn't do it. So I think they should do it. Like, it's such a simple thing to implement, just do it. And you could have it so that you could turn it on or turn it off. Like, it's really not that hard. It's like it's actually in open source MIDI code for sequence. Like, you literally go to GitHub and you can actually steal that code. It's there to steal for free. So do it. I don't care about disk streaming. I don't care about that. I want the transpose, because for me, I use my MPC or my Force more as a live, performance machine. I like to release clips. I like to launch them and use MIDI tracks and things like that. So transposing is really important to me. And I don't know why they haven't done it. So, I've been asking for it since 2017. So that's 4 years now. Which kind of sucks, because they've been putting stuff in there which really I don't need. You're just bloating up my MPC or my Force with other crap I don't need. I'm not going to say I don't need the Mellotron and the string machines and that. I actually think Akai do a really, really good job of their soft synths that they put in. So I don't know if you guys have seen like Tube Digger videos on the MPC when they released that last synth. It was beautiful, really well done. Actually. Andy, you've played with the synth in yours, haven't you?
The tube synth in the MPC, yeah, I have, and the drum. It's the drum synth that I like most. I really like that. To be honest, I'm going to have to be honest and say I've sort of moved away from it. I was getting somewhere and then the modular sort of was
Yeah,
getting away.
yeah.
So
What you've got to
which I find to be honest with you, I just find this so much fun because I switch it on and go, oh right, now why won't these oscillators tune up? And okay, and then I just have really loved it. And it's instant, it's hands on, and it feels like you're performing. It feels like this is like an exercise in intention. So I've got to intend. And often, a lot of the time, I don't feel like I'm intending anything.
Yeah.
So I haven't really played with it for about a month, if I'm honest. I haven't played it. I feel a bit guilty now. So, but then again, time and
yeah.
But, once again, if these sort of little updates, I mean, particularly, I know it's retro, but we were talking earlier on, weren't we, about OMD and dazzle ships. And Romance of the Telescope, and I love that Mellotron choir. I just have always loved it. It's just, you can put me one of those in an MPC. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Akai. I will love you
might be getting it.
That.
You might be getting it.
Right, I love you long time. Oh yeah.
But you know what you need to do? I mean, this is exactly why my MPC is sitting here, right next to my Eurorack.
Yeah.
And that is because I'm actually using it to sequence my Eurorack.
To sequence Eurorack.
And once you do that, and once you work out how to, it's not that hard. Once you work out how to do it, you can do it with MIDI or you can do it with CV. It's actually
true. No, you're right.
It's fun.
But again, it's still that's intention. You are deliberately inputting stuff to be spat out. And you turn over here and you go, I wonder what happens if I turn this knob, that's the it's a slightly different mindset to me, and which is why I talked about the Euclidean thing, the idea of you just turn the knob and suddenly you've got this whole new rhythms just happening. And oh right, go back one. I just love the idea of that. It would take me hours to try and program something like that up into there. That it's a different tool for an entirely different job, and I'm these sorts of distinctions are becoming clearer and clearer and clearer to me all the time, which has surprised me because I just it's just another instrument, innit? You use it for this and then you do that. Oh no, actually.
Yeah. Well, I think I know what you mean, and I kind of agree with you, but at the same time, I probably, luckily for me, I actually had that experience of learning the MPC before I got Eurorack, whereas you kind of met the two at similar times. So
gas.
Yeah,
and gas, and now I've got to prioritise which one I learn.
But I do know what you mean, and I will admit that I have been using my MPC less since I've been going into more modular. But yeah, that aside, what I have been using a lot is the Blue Arp. So, guys, we got to get onto. I know Oleg was in here before. He's got to get that thing out there to the public, because once you guys get yourself one of these Blue Arps, it is super cool. It's basically an arpeggiator on steroids. It's a little bit like the Noodler, but I don't think the Noodler is quite as good as the Blue Arp. In the sense that it's a little bit more pattern edity. You can get really sort of nerdy with it as well. But one of the things I love about it is it's actually got a really stable clock in it as well. It's got CV, it's got MIDI, and so if you like that kind of pattern sequency sort of style and transposing, it works, like MIDI note in. Hello, Akai. That sort of stuff is really cool fun. And so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that Blue Arp, just quickly, was got out on Unify. Like I say, I used loads, and it's great in there. I mean, it's just things you can do and it come out of that. It's just like so inspiring. It's really good. So I can't wait for Unify to bring out the MIDI, the externals, so I can sync this stuff then.
Actually, speaking of Unify and Skippy, we had Skippy John the other day on the show. You guys remember we did the VST show? We had Skippy on. And he's from Los Angeles, and he got up really early, and he was really kind of energetic sort of guy, and I really enjoyed having him on. I don't know if you guys follow the the Plugin Pro or whatever it's called, his business, and they actually had a video, I think it was last week or was it this week, just been, where he did a live show, and you got no idea who he's getting on these live shows. He had Herbie Hancock. He had he had what's his name? I'm making mental blanks. The guy that's the keyboardist from Toto. Mental blank. Sorry. I'm really sorry because it's getting late.
I can't remember either. I feel like I ought to know.
So there was a whole bunch of, like, there was Jordan Rudess. There was a whole bunch of cool people on there, right? There was a guy that works for Ableton on there, and it was just, it was like star-studded. And
I saw that.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I was literally just sitting there listening to Herbie talk. I could listen to Herbie talk for hours. Seriously, the man is just like a gold mine of stuff, and he just comes up with these little cookies of wisdom. Like, one of the things he said was, he got asked about the pandemic and how his music creativity has been affected by it, and the first thing he said was, guys, you know what? Like, I thought about it, and I thought, I don't want to know what I can't do. I want to know what I can do, and I looked at it that way, and I went down that path. And he's just kind of like this little positive ball of energy. It was just so inspiring to listen to him. He talked about Future Shock on that video. He went into details about Future Shock, and he was actually talking about how the song Rocket came about. You guys have got to watch it. I'm going to find the link for you, chuck it into the chat now, and you guys have got to watch that video. It's worth your time. Seriously, just watch it for listening to Herbie, and the other guys that are on there as well, of course. But
it's really good. It's sorry, Rance.
Yeah.
Plugin Guru.
Plugin Guru.
Is that's the one. But what it's been really useful for, because I do use it, but just recently with this band thing, because it's so great just layering up a patch. I've just like thrown whatever program, it's like throwing loads of synths on each other.
Yep.
And I was playing these songs, it needed strings, and it needed kind of a glassy pad, and then like a synth string, it's just like drop, 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 and it's like, right, that's done for that song, save, and like set a little. It's quite in deep, and I keep get really good free soft synths as well on his program, as he says. Talks a lot about.
Yeah,
that,
he has a lot of.
In for a free.
Definitely has a lot of special offers and discounts and stuff like that. But this is the link to the actual video itself. Actually, I got to take the time code out. Sorry, because it's remembered where I was up to. There we go. That's the live stream. It's just watch it later. It goes for a couple of hours actually, so you might want to have a little bit of a little snack supply next to you while you're watching it. Definitely worth watching it. They talk about a lot of cool stuff in that show. So yeah, the topics sort of flow around a whole bunch. So I would love to get some interesting artists on here. I've tried. I've written to people. They don't reply back. I'm just kind of surprised actually. Like I've kind of felt a little bit disappointed because I've written to people who aren't that well known in the world, and you don't hear back from them. They probably just think, oh, you're some idiot. But anyway, my goal is to get some decent artists on here, so you guys can ask questions, because I think it'd be good. Like it's all well and good to talk about gear, but I also think we should get some people in that use the gear and have done it in a commercial way, and we can pick their brains, and hopefully that's one of my goals with this show will actually happen for me. So there's an old saying, you got to let the wish fly out there, and hopefully the universe will make something happen, and you never know, it'll come back to me.
Paul Humphreys from OMD.
Oh, wouldn't
Billy
that be awesome?
Curry from Ultravox.
Oh yes.
Graham Massey from 808 State.
Yeah.
That'd be my wish list.
I think the 808 State
That'll
probably
come up.
808 State might be a little bit easier to get than we think, because I know someone who knows him. So yeah, we'll see what happens anyway.
Well, Daren probably lives down the road from him. You go round and knock on his door, Daren. Hey,
I'd like
Graham,
to get someone like Clint Mansell on, who used to be with Pop Relate itself, because he's like a proper trained orchestral musician, but at the same time his knowledge of like the Akai, like Daren's got these same Akai samplers that they used to use in the 90s and the late 80s. So there's a whole bunch of people. I mean, my list is massive.
he's doing film scores and all sorts of stuff now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's really made a big career out of that and done really well for himself out of it.
He has. Martin Gore. Imagine if we got Martin Gore. That'd break the internet.
Martin Gore, Jack Dangers. Of course. I'll just nip round to Phil Oakey's house and ask him if he. Okay. I mean, things in Axel Soft's just asked. Yeah, you do occasionally see the guys from Human League at things in Sheffield, or even the guys from Pulp. I mean, quite often you'd bump into Jarvis Cocker having a pint down at the Washington pub. Those were the days, you know. But I doubt it anymore. He probably lives in Los Angeles or somewhere now. But it would be nice, wouldn't it? We got all sorts of people. Sorry,
I'd like a Womble. Womble. Remember the Wombles?
Oh, I remember the Wombles. Yeah.
All four of Tober Morion.
I'm from Bulgaria, mate.
Funny little hat. Okay. The Wombles.
Make it home. Bring some litter with us.
I was thinking, what about someone like Glenn Gregory? Because they used to be part of Human League, and then they split off and formed Heaven 17, I think, wasn't it? So I reckon that guys like they're still actually performing. Well, not at the moment because of COVID, but they're actually still performing at Heaven 17. So that'd be pretty cool to get.
Yeah, my mate David, who's in the chat, he got tickets for us to go and see. Actually, it was Heaven 17 performing Travelogue because they were the guys who originally wrote it. They're performing the Human League album Travelogue. And then of course COVID happened. Bang. So I'm assuming he's actually still got. Dave, let me know if those tickets are still available for seeing that, or if you've had any updates, because that would be amazing. I'd love to see that. Again, actually, Martin Ware, he's been at, I think, every Synthfest he's been around, so he's still around here. It'd be great if you could, but I've no idea how you go about finding out how to contact him, and I could do some digging. It might be possible, but because to have something like him on and the insight into those really early Human League albums, Travelogue, Reproduction, that would be fantastic.
So if you go back to the dawn of electronic music, I mean, Human League were the pioneers, really. Before they actually had their big hit with, was it the album Dare, wasn't it? So before that, they were actually doing a lot more sort of, underground type electronic music. And I actually think a lot of the stuff that they did was actually really good.
The really early Human League stuff is
amazing.
It's makes you feel very uncomfortable. It's not nice pop music. It's
not
challenging stuff.
That's why it wasn't successful.
Here in Sheffield, I mean, before Human League sort of became popular, there was of course Cabaret Voltaire. They started in about 1975, and it was all about. And it was really like musique concrète. It was about recording sounds and mangling up tape and tape loops.
But they're still doing
clarinet through ring modulator. Oh well, Richard Kirk is still around. Can I just say something that I was the live tech for Richard Kirk on his very first ever solo gig. Wow. He used my W30 and my Mackie mixer, and I had to set all the bloody stuff up.
Oh, there you go.
So I was Richard Kirk's sound tech. So I was thinking, hang on a minute, this is the guy from Cabaret Voltaire, and he's telling me to set up his bloody gear. In fact, actually, no, it's not his bloody gear. Most of it's mine. He came down with an Akai S1000 sampler. I had to source a Juno because he wouldn't bring his Juno out of the studio. So I spoke to a friend of mine who got a Juno 106, and so we got a Juno 106. My W30 to act as a MIDI keyboard to trigger the samples on the S1000, and my Mackie mixer, and he turned up with all these sort of a couple of DAT machines for playing back bits and bobs and various, and I had to wire it all in. And then he said to me, when I'm playing, Andy, I want you there.
Yeah.
I said, you what? I'm going home, mate. Right? So he said, no, I want you standing there in case anything goes wrong. I said, he said, it's your desk. You know what to do with it. I'm going, Richard, it's a bloody mixer. You've got one. It was an amazing experience. That honestly, it was a really brilliant experience. And when it all went, I think the album that he was promoting was called Nitrogen, which is a double album, and it was a fabulous event. It went absolutely swimmingly. I didn't have to touch anything once he started doing his stuff. But after it, he said he asked me to bring all his gear back to Weston Works, which was the Cabaret Voltaire studio. And I'm like going, oh bloody hell! So he gave me the address because he said, what you mustn't do is tell anybody where this is. You know, it was all like this non-disclosure stuff. So I'd got his effects units and one of his DAT machines and various bits and bobs, which I had to take back to Weston Works, and I got the full tour of all the stuff. You know, he had the VCS3, the AKS Synthy, a TB303, which was this big, and a MIDI interface for it, which was twice the size, that sat at the back of it. Just the whole lot, this massive, I think, AMEC mixer and all sorts. It was one of those wonderful moments from. And all I did was plug it all in and stand there like a lemon. So yeah, Richard. I mean, I can contact Richard Kirk. I do have his contact details, but I know for a fact that he would not come on. He just would be, no way, mate. That's not me. No.
Yeah.
But it's a shame because
what was that song? Was it like late 80s? Is it Just Give 'Em Whiskey? Was that what it's called? I'm pretty sure it was Just Give 'Em Whiskey or something like that. It was like but that was actually a sample from an American.
Just Give 'Em Whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds like Just Give 'Em Whiskey. Is that?
With Cabaret Voltaire.
I think that's Cabaret Voltaire.
Pretty sure really? It was. Yeah.
Just give them. Is that off? There was Microphonies, or was that off Microphone? I'd have to go back and listen.
So
to it.
they had this stage where they were doing covers as well. Around sort of, I think it was either the late 80s or early 90s. They were doing some covers, like they did. Keep Me Hanging On.
Cabaret Voltaire.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. They were like
Come on, chatties, tell me.
They were crazy resampled stuff. Yeah, it was cool what they were doing. So yeah, absolutely.
Voltaire doing covers.
Never band.
Yeah.
Silicon Teens.
I don't remember. The old Mute stuff. Yeah. Silicon Teens, TVOD, Warm Leatherette. That was hang on. That's the normal.
Great stuff.
Yeah, the normal. All those. Yeah. Give Daniel Miller a ring. See if he'll come on.
I'll just nip next door and see if he's free now.
Glenn Marion's just said Cabaret Voltaire has a new album out. Ooh. Interesting, because Cabaret Voltaire haven't released anything for decades.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
it'd be awesome.
Richard Kirk hasn't put anything out under the Cabaret Voltaire name on his own, apart from one track that I know of. So is Stephen Mallender back involved in it? Oh, that'd be brilliant. Oh, that'd be ace.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen Mallender, interestingly enough, he emigrated to Australia. He was living in Australia for a long time. Stephen Mallender, the vocalist from Cabaret Voltaire, was living out in your part of the world. So
yeah.
Is he back over here? Oh.
There's quite a few people that live even in my city that are like massive, rock stars, and you wouldn't even know. They're actually they keep it all pretty quiet. So yeah, if I'll give you an example. So there's a famous Australian band from the 80s called INXS, and the Farris boys were actually the two boys that actually started it. You guys might know that Michael Hutchins died, obviously. He was the lead singer. But the Farris boys live here in my city. And they were really the two songwriters. A lot of the music part, with amazing guitars and all that sort of stuff, were the Farris boys. They live here. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty. I could give you plenty of examples. So that's just one. They're not far from my house.
Mallender was in Wrangler with Benj. John, I didn't know that. Sorry, John.
Yeah, that's Tom.
That's something to look at as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm off on one now.
Men at Work, yeah.
Back history.
Men at Work. What's the guy's name? That was the Men at Work guy. The name is slipping me.
No, I can't remember either.
The guy from Men at Work, I forget the guy's name is Ross somebody. He was recently on a radio that I listened to here, and he's getting on. He'd be getting close to 70 now. That guy. So yeah, I mean that was early '80s. That stuff that he was bringing out. All those songs that you guys would have, the famous ones that they made. So yeah. Is it Richie Bambosa? Ross Bambosa? I forget. I'm going to have to Google it now.
Dame Edna.
One of the guys out of Men at Work. I'm pretty sure it was Men at Work. Oh, the guy that was on the radio was Colin Hay. He was the guy. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure one of the guys out of Men at Work ended up being the Mambo guy. The famous surf brand Mambo. He does all those kind of crazy drawings, like with the dog. It went worldwide. So probably only the people that are into surfing would know about it. But yeah. Anyway, So the putting it out to the universe, we'll see if we can try and get some artists on the show, and we don't really. It's not really so we can sit here and go and be all creepy and shit. It's more just to talk, talk music, and pick their brains and get them talking about their experiences. There's a person that I wanted to get on here, but I haven't heard back from her. But she actually lives in the UK, and she was actually in a really famous Australian band in the 80s, but now she lives in the UK and she's a professor, and she teaches some sort of political science or something over there. So it might be because she's completely not interested in music anymore. It might be, she's got her academic career now. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why people don't get back to us. So if we get someone, it'll be because someone knows someone. That's really the key here. And for me, it'll probably end up being through my sister, because my sister works in radio, and she's actually well known in Australia. So that'll probably be how I get someone on, because you have to that's really the only way to get, if you look at like the Pro Synth Network show, which is a great show, I always give them a plug. Robbie Puricelli should be hanging around. He's one of the guys that started that. They got Mickey from Simple Minds. I mean, that was hands down.
It was good, wasn't it?
My favourite show that they ever did. Because I absolutely love Mickey. He's one of my idols. Like, Simple Minds are probably in the top 5 of my favourite bands of all time. I absolutely love Simple Minds. They have that sort of, they were never like the complete popular mainstream band at the time. If you go back and remember, they are now, but back in the day when they were actually releasing their songs, they were never like those. They were never like the front end popular, mainstream band. They were always kind of second or third tier back. But now they're massive, right? But you have to put it back into reality. Those guys,
is he still playing with them? I don't think he is he? He was still. I don't know if he's still playing with Simple Minds, but he's still making music like that. That was what was evident. He's doing something with his son, I think. So I'll have to go back and rewatch it. It's interesting. Simple Minds really went terrible after they became really big. The bigger they got, the more pompous it became, and the naffer it was. And in the end, I just couldn't cope with it. Do you remember that dreadful Belfast Child? I just couldn't stand it.
Yeah,
it just did me head in. And
wasn't their best song
up to that point. I loved them up to that point. New Gold Dream. 81, 82. It's just a brilliant album, and
My favourite song, my favourite track they ever made was "Love Song," which is it's so cool. It's like something going through. It's just water. But the love song it's got some synth sound going through a delay pedal, and they literally played to the beat of that delay pedal. The way I remember listening to someone talk about how they actually made that song. And there's a couple of different versions you can get, and if you get the album version or the radio version, you don't hear it. But if you get there's another version out there that you can get. You can actually hear them turning the delay pedal on right at the very, very start, and you can see how that worked.
Is that on the Live in Paris album?
It might be. I'm not sure, but yeah.
There was a double album that did live in. And none of it sounds like the album tracks, and that's what for me makes it a really brilliant live album. Yeah, I love that. Oh,
was it Gaz Williams? Was it Daren? Again. I thought it was Pro Synth Network that he was on with.
Yeah.
Who was that?
No, he was on Gaz Williams.
It was on Gaz. Okay, so I stand corrected. Sorry.
Who?
Mickey.
Steve Davis.
No, Mickey.
I'm on Mickey. Steve Davis.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. So
no,
we're getting
Steve Davis was on Gaz Williams. Yes, Steve Davis.
Right. Okay.
We could try to get Steve Davis on. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Have you? I don't know. Has anyone actually taken the time to go out and listen to the band that Steve Davis is involved in, the Utopia Strong stuff?
I have. Yeah.
It is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
It is out of the world brilliant. It's fantastic. Just because he's a world famous snooker player, that's irrelevant. What they're doing is just phenomenal.
I reckon it'd be awesome having a game of snooker with him. Do you know what I mean? I reckon that'd be so cool.
Yeah, I love snooker.
Having to take your pants off because he's potted all the balls and you've got nothing in.
Well, you see, I mean, he was when he was playing snooker, it was this absolutely emotionless, rigid, like the robot going around do 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 in the 1980s. And then when he got off screen and he was in the interviews or on chat shows, it was this really funny, dead humorous, and a proper wag. And even when he was like 23 years old or 24, when he was in the early 80s, he talked about his love of music, of particularly like soul and Motown and R&B, and how that's then progressed into the dance music and techno, and him DJing, and then getting into synths and modular. It's just great. But yeah, absolutely loads. Let's get Steve Davis.
I remember watching DJ once, and I thought at first.
Go on, sorry. Well, who's talking?
Go on, Daren. Carry on.
No, I was just saying. I remember seeing him once DJing because I thought it was a joke when they came up with on the flyer with Steve Davis. I went, Steve Davis, what, the snooker player joking? And they went, yeah, is it Steve Davis, snooker player? I went, you're joking. Yeah, so that was a funny moment when I first saw him play live. Go on, Dean.
And then when you hear it, you realise that actually it's the real thing. Sorry, Dean, go on.
Yeah, you go, Dean.
Yeah, no, cool. Yeah, well, funny enough, I've got him on my friends in Facebook, so I could send him a message, and it's quite fun. I love snooker. It's like, it'd be great getting him on the show.
Me too.
I mean, I'd probably be talking about snooker with him.
I would be too. I'm dead.
I used to play a lot.
I did as well.
What's your highest break then? Go on.
Oh, jeez.
48, Dean.
Get off of it. Jesus.
Yeah. Look, I can love it, but still be shit at it, right? Right.
What's your handicap, Rans? I got that at 7, mate.
I wouldn't even know, mate. I mean, I haven't played for years. The last time I played was, maybe 20 years ago. So I used to play all the time when I was younger, though. I just haven't played for years.
6x3 rounds.
No, we used to go to. So I used to be in the military, and so they used to have in the messes. They used to have proper snooker rooms with proper sized billiard tables. Yeah, absolutely. They were like beautiful. They were really, really well looked after. So yeah,
I just love being around a snooker table. There's something about it. It's so peaceful and like that green and colour.
Yeah. Oh, we used to. I mean, obviously, we used to play 8-ball as well, and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, what was I going to say? So, someone mentioned in chat something about Simple Minds guitarist. Isn't that Charlie? The guitarist is Charlie. Oh yeah, it was Paul. He was saying that the GR707. He used the GR7. Yeah. So he was a bit of a sound designer. So if you actually listen to their albums, so we're giving them a lot of love today, aren't we? If you actually listen to their albums, you'll hear the way he plays guitar is kind of sound design. He makes these kind of weird sort of sound effects with his guitars. It's not necessarily your traditional, guitar sort of playing way, like a blues guitarist or a rock guitarist. He uses it like a sound design tool. And that's probably why I liked it, because it was kind of heading towards synthesizers.
Really rhythmic delays and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie from Simple Minds and Edge in U2 doing that really rhythmic guitar stuff. I mean, where it really is, it's not obvious guitar, and that's what makes it lovely.
Yeah. It takes a bit of the guitar out of. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not so guitar-y. It's more musical. It's more an instrument, which I think is actually quite a skill. Like, I mean, I dabble with guitars. No way I'm going to put the title across my forehead that I'm a guitarist at all, because I'm absolutely crap at it. But when I play guitar, I actually, I kind of play it with a bit of a synth sort of, from a synth sort of way, if that makes sense. I play it like an electronic instrument, like a synth. I always find that I used to play the piano like that too, even as an acoustic instrument. I used to play the piano in a sound design sort of way. I'd hammer the notes on a piano to try and get the hammer to sort of make a different sort of harmonic tone, or change the way working with the pedals and things. So, I mean, that was just kind of, I was always nerdy when I played stuff. People used to listen to the stuff I'd play when I was a kid, and they go, "What crap are you playing?" And that was just me trying to actually find different sounds out of the instrument. So it might have been a guitar, or it might have been a piano, and they're all both acoustic instruments, but that was how I did it. And that's probably why I ended up going down the synthesizer path, because they kind of get you there a lot better. You've got more sort of at your fingertips. You've got that sort of, the whole subtractive side of things. It's at the early days anyway. All right, we are probably getting to the point where we have been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah.
Have we got to the talking drivel stage? Is that what you're saying?
I'm getting to the point where it's midnight here, and I've got to get up in the morning and take the wife and the number one son out somewhere in the morning, so I don't want to be too tired. That's probably that's the stage I'm up to. I mean, I could talk for hours, so don't worry about that. So awesome, all the comments popping through this show, and I actually really enjoyed having a bit more of a chat with the chatties and getting their comments through, and I think it was more enjoyable. I think we should do. What do you guys think? I think we should do not a set topic, probably on a regular basis. So sometimes it's a bit hard for me to always set a topic, but yeah, definitely.
Well, I would have thought so. I mean,
it's good.
The set topic sometimes can be fun, but just having just a chin wag's nice.
Yeah, it depends. Like, if you've got a guest, you've got obviously the guest is the topic or whatever they're playing. Sometimes if you set a topic, you've got to set up for the topic, and sometimes it's a lot of work. Sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want it. This one is easy.
What are you doing about the clocks changing?
I'm going to.
Good question, Daren. Thank you.
So I'm gonna keep. You guys will just keep watching it. Oh, sorry, jumping on it at the same time. So next week, it will be the same time for you, and I'll adjust it from this end. So I'll come on.
It'll be an hour
I'll come on earlier.
You'll be an hour earlier.
So,
yep.
It will still be 1:45 UK time.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to lose the UTC off of my graphics and and social media posts, and I'm going to change it to UK time.
Okay.
Because most people can work out from there what time they are in their different countries that they're in.
And just quick, Brands, I just thought what's really good about the show today was even the chatties. It's so great to hear their questions and coming from like different angles, not knowing what's coming, and it's getting great information from them. So thanks, chatties. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, it's good. I love the chatties are great. They're all usually the same people each week too, which is awesome. And you kind of get to know them, and it's awesome. Most of these people that are in the chat, I speak to during the week. Don't forget, I'm going to plug it each time, but I don't care if you guys are sick of seeing it. The chat will continue on Discord, whether Microsoft buy it or not. So please jump into Discord. I really would like to talk to more with you guys, get to know you a bit more. If you're not in there, we don't buy it. We're a good bunch of people. If you're wondering who's in there, there's people like Wagoo in there. So you never know. You might want to have a chat with Wagoo. You might want to have a chat with me. But anyway, that's enough for the week. Quick goodbyes, starting with you, Daren. Plug for your track or anything like that.
Well, you always just check my channel 4 o'clock Sunday, see what happens. I think I'm going to try and put out a track that got pulled a while back. So, but I'm not going to put the video of it up because I think it was a video that got pulled and not the actual track itself. So I'm going to try and put that up tomorrow, possibly.
Beautiful.
Other than that, thank you all for watching and great chat.
Wow, the pleasure is all ours. Dean, plug for the potatoes.
Yeah, the potatoes is here he is. He's come out of hiding today.
The spuds.
He's a bit shy. The spuds. Good old spuds you like, I have to go and have me a jacket potato soon. No, it's a great. This week, I think me and Steve are going to be going on the Facebook Live, so you can go to the Fat Potato Studio Facebook group, just Fat Potato Studio, and we're thinking of going on Wednesdays at about 12:30, where we'll just be having a chat, sniffing comments there. You can ask us some questions and stuff, whatever you want, and watch us me making him coffee and having a laugh. And also, which is really amazing, I just want to quickly throw in, is I checked out more of his stuff on acousticdexterity.com. It's really amazing seeing his interviews, how he teaches like a blind man teaching like deaf children and with music and a djembe. I was like blown away.
Yeah.
So he's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, great guy. So anyway, and that's me. I'm just going to go and some practice and play some cover songs in the breakfast boogie bar, and that's me.
Awesome, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Don't you forget about me, one of them, Dean.
I won't forget about you.
No.
Don't go changing.
I was trying to carry on the Simple Minds thing.
No, he's going to promise you a miracle. Beauty things are beauty things. Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I've got a guilty Simple Minds past. Yeah. I have. Yeah. Can't help myself. No plans for next week. No plans for anything. No plans for nothing. I'm not creative like Daren. I'm not creative like Dean. I haven't got a website, and I've got a whole week of work ahead of me. And I've got work-related battles to fight, and I'm not looking forward to it. So I'll probably be dead stressed out and have to take to my bed for a week after that. But yeah, I'm still titting about with me modular and still enjoying it, and just well, if something happens, something happens. And see you
Awesome.
next week,
All right.
or the week after, or the week after that, or whenever.
Be nice. Say hi to your mum from me. See you all next week. Toodaloo.
Yeah, see you folks. Tra.